Here's a little story song that I wrote called The Legend of the King's Daughter. There lived a king of noble lands who knew that he was dying. He called his children to his side and looked upon them crying. The eldest was a vicious lad, he yearned for the crown most. The middle boy was just as bad, both were eager to boast. And though they barely saw her, there stood the king's daughter. My children, he said, bring to me a chalice from the county down. The first to lay it in my hand shall be the next to wear the crown. The boys set sail on different ships, racing towards the finish line, desperate to complete their trips in the brief amount of time. But also on that water sailed the king's daughter. The eldest son forced his crew to blow his brother into sky. They fired back and forth for days while their sister paddled by. The eldest son sunk to the sea as punishment for his malice. The middle boy reached the island, scoured for the chalice. But once he reached the altar, there stood the king's daughter. She reached her hand out with a smile and said, let us rule side by side. But he pushed her to the ground, for he was filled with too much pride. But before he stole the prize, a dragon roared and reared its head. He hissed, you thief must come with me. The sister cried, take me instead. The dragon's claws caught her and took the king's daughter. The dragon charged his fiery breath and hissed to her, you must die. The daughter bravely faced the beast and sang to him a lullaby. The dragon's fire chilled away as tears streamed down his scaly hide. He promised he would help her win and flew her to her father's side. The dragon that had caught her forgave the king's daughter. Your eldest son died at sea, your middle boy was not so smart. But your daughter sang to me, she melted through my icy heart. The king with glee announced his heir and placed the crown upon her head. His final words hung in the air, this was the last thing he said. Come hell or high water, long live the king's daughter.